Do you own power tools? At some point, you're going to need to get those batteries replaced. Now, if you've been to the big box here lately, you know these batteries can be very expensive. Well, in today's episode, we're going to show you how to save a boatload of money by rebuilding the batteries you already have. Stay tuned. Hello, my name is Hector Velazquez and welcome to another episode of GCSAA Inside the Shop. Now, if you have power tools and you've had to replace these batteries, you know it's not cheap. In fact, it could be rather expensive. You're almost better off buying another tool, which is not a bad idea, but you don't necessarily always need another tool, right? You just want to get some batteries. Now, today we're going to show you how to rebuild the batteries you already have for a fraction of the cost. Let's get started. We got a lot to cover. Alright, so the battery we're going to be rebuilding is an M12 by Milwaukee. It's an $89 replacement cost, so it's definitely worth it. Alright, there's these tabs that we're going to have to remove the cap with. And I'm going to guarantee you're probably going to break something, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. Alright, so here we have 3 batteries to replace and then this little circuit board. This is what communicates with the charger. And then on the battery itself, you're going to see the numbers that you're going to be looking up. And this is an 18650, which is a pretty common battery used in power tools. Now, a quick search on Amazon, I found these for 21 bucks. Now, I only need 3, but I got 4. Came in a pack. Alright, now while I was also there, you want to pick up a CC battery spot welder. Comes with electrodes, battery holders, also has the nickel strip that you're going to need to make your connections, and it's a USB charger and it has a little file that you can file the batteries with. Alright, so now what we need to do is remove that circuit board from these old batteries, and as you can see they're spot welded on, so I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver and kind of pry those off. It's okay if it gets damaged or ripped. I don't want to make it too terrible because I am going to try to reuse it. But here we are. We got it out nice and safe. Now I am going to take these ends and I'm going to kind of hammer them back flat again. Just kind of get it looking a little bit better. And I am going to trim off some of the bad ones. Alright, now do yourself a favor. Make yourself a nice little schematic of where these wires came from, because trust me, you're gonna forget. Alright, so I'm gonna kind of sort out my batteries for the positive and negative polarities, and then this came in the old other set, which is kind of like a spacer there, and then I'm going to use some electrical tape to kind of hold this pack together and just make it easier on myself as I do my welding. Alright, that should do it. Sweet. Okay. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get the nickel plate or nickel strips, and I'm just going to pre-cut some sizes while I'm here. It's going to make it easier. I'm going to go ahead and set up my electrodes on my spot welder. And then you want to turn it on and you want to try it out first, right? They call it gears instead of like, I don't know, temperature settings or strength. And I think I'm using gear 8 on this spot welder, so I'm just going to try it out. What you want to do is just touch the electrodes to the nickel plate. And as you can see, it actually looks pretty good, and I'm just going to make sure that it's holding. And that feels really good. Alright, so let's start welding our terminals back onto our battery. And I'm just going to start spot welding that nickel plate right onto the battery. I want to have as much contact as I can on that battery. So, man, this is actually quite satisfying. right, this should do it. Now I'm on to the other side of the pack. Run a few spot welds on here, make sure they're like really good and secure on the battery. Now because I am reusing a little bit of the strip that was on here originally, I want to weld this nickel plate right onto that as well, and not just the battery. And here we have a finished product. I'm a little nervous, to be honest with you, so we're going to slide this back onto the housing. There we go. I'm going to remove this tape. Grab a pair of scissors, just get that snipped off. Alright, let's finish sliding this in the rest of the way. There we go. I'm going to put my cap back on. Looks good. Alright. A couple tabs did break on this, but it'll be fine. Alright, now, here's the moment of truth. We're going to hook this up to our charger, and our charger is going to tell us if we have a bad connection or not. So here it is. Ah, yes, solid red light. So that means the pack is charging. All right, we'll be back in about 45 minutes. And bling, we got a green light, baby. So this is really exciting. Let's go ahead and try this on a drill. And wow, awesome, full charge. And this thing hasn't felt this good in a really long time. Pretty exciting. And we saved ourselves a lot of money. Now, as you can see, rebuilding batteries is not that hard, and it'll save you a boatload of money. I want to thank you for joining us here today on GCSAA Inside the Shop, where we're helping technicians one wrench at a time.